everyone. Welcome to Yoga Flow. I am Christy with the Texas Women's University Fit and Rec. This is also sponsored by the Health and Wellbeing Initiative at Texas Women's University. And we're putting on classes all throughout the week, so check the schedule and see what we have that might interest you. And try all of our instructors. They all have something really special and unique to offer you. Today we're going to be just moving through a few different postures, working with our breath and movement, and just kind of getting to know our bodies and where we are today. So just be okay with wherever you are. Don't have any expectations placed on yourself. Just enjoy exploring how you feel, how your breath feels in your body, how it changes as you move into different positions, and throughout the class as you may become more connected and aware of your breath and your body and the movements. With all that being said, just respect yourself and your limits and do what feels comfortable for you. Just because I say something doesn't mean you have to do it, and just because you can do it doesn't mean that you should. So just listen to the warning signs if something is saying it doesn't feel right. So with all that, we're going to start in a nice, comfortable seated position just for a few moments to sort of give ourselves time and permission to tune in to our body. So if it's comfortable for you, allow the eyes to close down. Just take a few deep breaths. See if you can start to tune in with the body as you breathe. So allowing the legs to relax, the shoulders to release away from the ears. I like to turn my palms up and let them kind of rest in my lap. The elbows draw back behind you just a little bit. And then see if you can, as you breathe here, start to tune in with the body. See if you can start to allow your shoulders to start to come over your hips. So if you were kind of slouching forward or something, just lift your spine up nice and tall and let the shoulders hover over the hips. The legs are relaxing down. The head is sitting up tall, so we're relaxing some parts of our body and we're tensing just enough in the spine to sit up nice and tall. Couple more breaths here, all the way in through the nose. Let the belly expand out big and full. Fill out big belly breath. And as you exhale, squeeze that breath out. Like really tense the body and squeeze all of the air out. 3 more breaths like this. Bring in as much air as you can, big full breath. Maybe you pause at the top. Exhale. Squeeze everything, tense all the muscles to squeeze that breath out. Nice job. So that starts to build some heat in the body, warms up the muscles. Good. And from here, using that breath, we're going to rock and roll on the spine. If this isn't comfortable for you, you can just roll to your side and push yourself up to a seat and or standing somehow. But we're going to make our way to standing. So just kind of rocking back and forth for a moment. You might feel silly, but that's okay. It just teaches us that, we can't take ourselves so seriously all the time in life. So coming up to stand, you can reach up for a moment, feel a nice stretch. Exhale, let the arms come down and around. So step the feet just a little bit apart here. Reach the arms up. And as you exhale, pushing the hips over to the left, reach the arms over to the right. And try to keep your feet firmly planted to the ground. So you're pressing evenly through both feet. Hips forward and to the side. Inhale up. Exhale, hips over to the right, reach over to the left. So you're pushing that hip out to the right side, but you want your hip points to both face forward. You don't want to cave over. One more breath here. Nice. And exhale down and around. Feeling nice and firmly grounded into your feet. Step them about hip distance apart. And we're going to start to move through some hip rotations and stepping back. So inhale, reach that left knee up. We'll circle it out to the side and then start to step back into a lunge. The arms come out in front. We twist the left, to the right, back to center. Woo, you may wobble, that's okay. And step that foot back up and down. Other side, arms come out. This time right, left, right, up and down. So just keep moving a couple times on each side. This little twisting motion gets that core activated. Nice. One more. Finish on the opposite side. Good. Back up. Good. Finding yourself evenly weighted between the feet. Maybe you even rock back and forth, kind of feeling the weight in the heels and in the toe ball mounds, side to side. Good. And this time we're going to move through on the same side with a lunge variation and then a standing variation. So just be okay with maybe kind of wobbling. It might not be perfect. So picking up that left knee, step the toes back. We'll lower to the knee on this first round. Interlace the hands and bring them to the right thigh. Inhale, lift the chest up, tip the tailbone back. So if you've been here with me before, you know cat and cow. So it looks like your cow pose. And then as you exhale, tuck the tailbone down, tuck the chin down, round through the back. You might feel it in through the front of this left thigh here. Inhale. Exhale. All right. Neutral spine. Grounding down through that right foot. Back toes tuck. Lift the knee. We're going to come back to standing on that right foot. Left hand comes out, shoulder height. Left toes to the knee. So we don't want to come down. We want to make sure you lift the foot up to the fingers. And back down. All right. Tap down. We're just going to kind of move through with our breath. Step it back. Tap the knee. Lift it up. And just a couple more. Try not to crunch down. Lift the toes up to the fingers. And bring it down. We'll switch sides. Right knee comes up. Step it back. Lower down to that knee. The first round, interlace the hands. Opposite hand on top this time. So lace your fingers the way that feels kind of awkward. Bring the hands to the thigh. Inhale. Chest lifts. Exhale, round the back. Tuck the chin to the chest. Little bit of a cat and cow here. Couple breaths. Nice. Pause if you need to in any spot. Good. Bring the back toes under. Lift the knee. Find the balance in your front foot. Extend that right hand, shoulder height. Bring it up. And back. Move with your breath here. Stretching out those hamstrings, working the core. Couple more, you've got it. Nice job. Last one. And back down. Reach up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Shake the head, yes and no. Bend into the knees if you need to. Maybe you shift the hips left and right. We're going to plant the hands and step back to all fours. Good. Spinal balance here. I'll turn so that you can see me from the side. Extending your right arm, reaching the thumb to the sky, fingertips forward. Right hand and left leg. Breathe, engage, pull the core in tight. Exhale, elbow towards the knee. Inhale, reach it long. So you can stay in a spinal balance, or you can bring the hand down and do knee to nose. Whatever and tight. Inhale. Bring your hand down. The foot comes in between the fingers or the hand. We're going to bend that back knee. Tuck those heels in towards the glute. And try to squeeze your inner thighs towards each other so this left hip is trying to pull back even though the foot steps forward. Don't scrunch it forward. And maybe you reach for the foot. You can come up onto the fingertips more or a block. You don't have to touch the foot at all. Just a little stretch. So you can get a stretch just by reaching. One more breath. Nice. Bring it back down. Step that foot back. And we'll switch sides. So this time the left hand reaches forward. Take a breath. Make sure your right fingers are spread nice and wide and pressing down into the ground with all the digits of your fingers. If you're ready, lift the leg. And if you want to add the movement, knee to elbow. Use the breath to stay focused and let those inhales reach you nice and long and expand you. Exhale, squeeze everything out. Last one. Good, that hand comes down, foot comes between the hands. Take a breath here. Maybe you bend the knee first. You can lift up to fingertips or block if you have a piece of furniture you'd like to use as a prop, a couch or a chair. And slowly release. Step it back. You can find child's pose. If you want to move through cat and cow, you can do that. You can bring the hands back or lead them forward. You have about 3 breaths here, so find what you need. I'm going to take a sip of water. If you need something like that, please grab it here. All right. After those 3 breaths, we're going to find ourselves in downward facing dog. So begin to tuck your toes, lift your hips up, and start to straighten out through the legs. The legs don't have to be straight, but you're thinking about straightening them out. Lift those hips up and back. Press the backs of your thighs towards the back of the room. And try to push your hands away and pull your feet back so that you can maybe have the idea of moving your mat apart in the center. Good. Walk those feet forward towards your hands. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands down. Take a breath here. And remember, as we move through our practice at any time, you're welcome to find a child's pose or find any variation of pose that feels right for you. All right. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, back up. Hands to heart center. Toes come together, heels apart, or you can keep your feet at hip distance. We're making our way to Utkatasana. Inhale as you sink your hips, bend your knees. Here's pose. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Feel the weight in your heels here. Engage your glutes, squeeze the thighs, keep the chest lifting, shoulders relaxing. One more breath. Exhale, fold it down. Plant your hands, step back to plank pose. And lower knees, belly, chest. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. You've got it. And inhale, lift your right leg, heel to the side, toes down. So don't let that leg flare out. Try to get your right hip point and left hip point facing the earth. And bring that foot forward between the hands. Your back toes turn out, the heel turns in, so you can step the whole foot down onto the ground. Bend into your front knee. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Lower knees, belly, chest, or solid plank of wood. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, find your downward dog. You can be on the toes or the feet, or heels can be down, knees can be bent. breath in, lift the left foot this time, take a breath, make sure the toes are down. Step the foot between the hands, back toes turn out, heel turns in, bend in your front knee, rise up. Warrior one. Take a breath, feel strong. Exhale, bring those hands down, find your plank pose. Lower down, find cobra. Inhale, exhale, downward dog. Feet come to the hands. Lift up, hands to heart center. Great job. I hope you're feeling nice and warm. We're going to take that right foot and step it back. The toes are angled out just a little bit. Not a whole lot here, but just enough to where you can ground down evenly, even into the pinky edge side of that foot. The front leg wants to be straight and the hips even. So if you turn to the side, the hips are still in the same plane. They didn't shift back just because you stepped your right foot back. So I'll show you from this side here. Both hip points face forward, grounding down evenly through both feet. So think about pushing both feet down into the ground. Your thighs are active. You're kind of internally rotating the thighs here. Chest reaches up, hands on the hips. So the spine is nice and straight. Active spine, active core. We're going to hinge forward. Belly button is pulling in, legs are active. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other as you hinge. The tailbone starts to point. Behind you, head, front of the head, in front of you. Breathe here, really working. You might even kind of feel a shaking. And as you exhale, you can start to gently bend into that front knee. Relax the crown of the head towards the ground. Legs are still active here. So you're still trying to squeeze those inner thighs towards each other. Press your feet down. And we'll start to pivot on your feet. Maybe you bend into the knees as you walk around to the long edge of your mat. So you're turning towards the right long edge of your mat. Both toes turn to face forward and hang out for a moment in this wide leg forward fold. You can grab opposite elbows. Maybe you bend into the knees and kind of just sway yourself for a moment or two. And when you feel good, you'll start to bend into your right knee. Shifting over to the right, finding a Standasana lunge, you kind of turn to the left heel. And this can be a high lunge, it can be up here. So wherever you are, breathe a couple breaths, keep that leg active. Good. And we'll make your way into goddess squat. So we'll turn those toes out, heels in, sink the hips down in between the legs. Maybe you sway. Up and down. Take a moment here. We'll lift our right heel. Breathe. Lower it down. Left heel lifts. Squeeze the glutes. Relax. Left heel down. Keep squeezing the glutes. The legs are active. Lift the chest up. Maybe you lift both heels. Can you sink a little lower? Keep activation in the legs. One more breath. And straighten the knees. Great. Good job. So from here, we're going to start to transition into a little balanced pose. So we're going to pivot on the feet. Toes face the front of the room again. So just like we were in our little pyramid, hinging forward. You're going to start to bend into that front knee. Come to the toes of the back foot. Find your way into a warrior three. So if you feel okay here, maybe you start to bend that back knee. You can reach for the foot and transition to dancer pose. Keep lifting that back heel. Hip points are trying to face forward. Reach, find that little balance of reaching forward with the front hand and back with the leg. And when you're ready, release the foot, knee comes up, and step it back. Good. You should be facing back towards the front of your mat. If you're not, you can just adjust however you need to. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold it down. Take a moment. Inhale, slowly roll yourself back up to standing. Good. And we'll move through the other side. Hands to heart center. So stepping back with the opposite foot. For me, it's my left. So just taking about, the feet are about three feet away from each other, but it's different depending on your legs and your body type. So you just want to have the feet just far enough apart to where you can keep your hips squaring towards the front of the room and find weight evenly distributed through both feet. A little bit of an internal rotation here as we make our way into our pyramid pose. Lifting up through the chest, press down through those feet. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. Hinge forward, core is engaged, nice straight spine. Pressing down into the feet, active legs, breathe here. Feel the work of your core and your legs. It looks like you're stretching your chest forward and pulling your hips backwards. Great job, one more breath. And keep the legs active, but allow the head to start to relax towards the ground. One more breath here. Exhale, start to bend a little into that front knee as you pivot on the feet and turn towards the left long edge of your mat. Hang out for a moment. Do any movement that feels right for you. Maybe you sway. Maybe you bend the knees. Maybe you just like to be still. Standasana lunge, bending into that left knee, high or low on your Standasana lunge. Listen to your body. Got it, squat. You've got it. Heels turn in, toes out. Maybe you sink just a little lower this time. Squeeze those glutes. Press your feet down. Maybe you reach up. Good. Straighten through the legs. Turn those toes, so I'll turn to face the direction I think that you're facing, your left. So as you inhale, you come back up. We make our way towards that dancer pose. So you swivel back towards the front like you were in your little pyramid pose. Sorry, I keep switching it around. Here we go. Hinge forward. And then start to make your way to that balancing pose, warrior three, back leg lifts. You can bend that knee, reach for the foot, and maybe you find a dancer pose. Use that energy of the foot pushing back and the hand holding onto the foot. Lift your knee up. Keep the shoulder in the socket. One more breath. And release. Step that foot down. Good job. Inhale up. As we exhale, we'll come down to the ground. So however you need to find your way there. Good. We'll move through a quick round of a bridge pose. So from here, just come all the way down onto the back. Let the knees stay bent. Before you lay all the way down, actually, take a look at your feet and make sure they're parallel to each other in the same line. The heels are in the same line, and that they're kind of in line with your sit bones. So you can kind of check out where that would be, just so that they're not like way out to the edges of your mat are really close together. Okay, and then you roll on down. You'll press yourself down into the mat with your feet, your shoulders, and your forearms. Lift your hips up. Try not to turn your head once your hips are lifted. Squeeze your glutes, press into your feet. Lower it down. Lift up. Down. Last one. And down. Great job. Extend that left leg. Hug the right knee into the chest. Placing that right leg placing that leg right on the thigh, just above the knee. Left hand to right leg. Right hand just relaxes to the side. And that knee starts to relax over to the left. Just as far as it feels comfortable. It doesn't have to go to the ground. Mine's just hovering. You can also place a blanket or block there if you want some support. One more breath here. Exhale. And on your next inhale, slowly untwist. Step that foot down, bend both knees for a moment, lift the hips up, lengthen the spine, and switch sides. Right leg lengthens, left foot steps on top. And we slowly roll over. So as you rest here for a moment in this supine twist, just imagine each little vertebrae lengthening. As you breathe in, there's space that happens in between each of them. Twisting out, wringing out any tension as you inhale, as you exhale. Next inhale brings you back to center. Finding any final poses you need here. Maybe hugging your knees to your chest. Finding happy baby. Maybe you want to find a supine Baddha Konasana. If you're ready, you can find your Shavasana, which can look like whatever you need today. Maybe your knees stay bent and feet stay on the floor. You can let the legs come out long. You can have any kind of support you need, maybe something under your knees or under your hips. Close the eyes here and feel yourself just resting after getting some energy moving and the breath flowing. Now we get to kind of take a little moment to let all of that action and energy sort of reacclimate into the body. This is where everything just sort of resettles back into what feels neutral. The breath feels a little calmer than it did when you first started. You allow yourself to feel the space with each inhale. You notice that your tissues are nourished with oxygen and you start to feel a little more relaxed. 3 more breaths here, all the way in and all the way out. Ready, wiggling your fingers and toes, circling out your wrists and ankles. Finding a nice full body stretch. Rolling to one side and finding your way back into a comfortable seat where we started our practice. So in this comfortable seat, maybe you feel a little different than you did in the first one. Taking a moment here for gratitude. We really do have a lot to be grateful for, even though sometimes things get frustrating and we're in a time of challenging circumstances for most people. We still have so much to be grateful for. So I extend my gratitude to you right here and now for putting some energy behind the thought and showing up and sharing some time here with me today. It's truly a joy and an honor to guide you through this practice. The light, the love, and the truth in me sees and honors the light, the love, and the truth in you. Om, peace, namaste. Thank you, everyone. Please be sure to like all of our social media pages. We've got Instagram, Facebook, I believe they've got Twitter, and follow us and subscribe to us on YouTube. We're putting all of our fitness classes on YouTube as well, so that's going to be a great library for you guys to access. So take advantage of it. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.